China is taking over Jamaica with a $760 million north-south highway. China has been investing heavily in infrastructure projects around the world, and one of its latest endeavors is a $760 million north-south highway in Jamaica. This ambitious project is set to connect the country's capital, Kingston, to the tourist hub of Ocho Rios in the north, and is expected to greatly enhance transportation and trade in the region. However, the project has also faced criticism and concerns over the environmental impact and potential debt implications for the Jamaican government. In today's episode, you are going to be amazed by how China is taking over Jamaica with $760 million North-South Highway. The North-South Highway project was first proposed in 2012 as a public-private partnership between the Jamaican government and China Harbor Engineering Company, CHEC, a subsidiary of China Communications Construction Company, CCCC. The project aims to construct a 66-kilometer toll road that would cut travel time between Kingston and Ocho Rios from 2 hours to just 45 minutes. The highway is expected to greatly improve transportation and trade in the region, particularly for the tourism industry, which is a major contributor to Jamaica's economy. The highway is also expected to reduce traffic congestion and increase safety on the existing two-lane road between Kingston and Ocho Rios. However, the project has faced criticism from some Jamaican citizens and environmental groups who are concerned about the potential environmental impact of the highway, particularly on the island's rainforests and water resources. There are also concerns over the potential debt implications for the Jamaican government, as the project is being funded through a loan from the Export-Import Bank of China. Progress and controversies. Construction on the North-South Highway began in 2014, and the first section of the highway, which connects Kingston to Spanish Town, was completed in 2016. The second section, which connects Spanish Town to Ocho Rios, is currently under construction and is expected to be completed in 2023. Despite the progress made on the project, there have been several controversies and setbacks along the way. In 2018, the Jamaican government came under fire for its handling of the project, with accusations of corruption and lack of transparency in the bidding process. The government was also criticized for giving CHEC a 50-year concession on the tolls, which some saw as a giveaway to the Chinese company. In addition, there have been concerns over the environmental impact of the project, particularly on the island's rainforests and water resources. Environmental groups have raised concerns about the potential destruction of the island's biodiversity and the impact on local communities. The project has also faced criticism for its potential debt implications for the Jamaican government. The project is being funded through a loan from the Export-Import Bank of China, and some have raised concerns over the high interest rates and the potential for debt distress in the future. Despite these concerns, the Jamaican government has defended the project as a necessary investment in the country's infrastructure and economy. The government has stated that the project will create jobs and stimulate economic growth, particularly in the tourism industry. Environmental concerns. The North-South Highway project has faced criticism from environmental groups who are concerned about the potential impact on Jamaica's fragile ecosystems. The highway will cut through several areas of protected rainforest, which is home to many rare and endangered species. Environmentalists fear that the construction of the highway will lead to deforestation, soil erosion, and habitat destruction, which could threaten the survival of these species. There are also concerns over the potential impact on Jamaica's water resources. The island's water supply is already under pressure, and the construction of the highway could exacerbate the problems by disrupting watersheds and causing water pollution. Environmental groups have called for the Jamaican government to conduct a full environmental impact assessment of the project and to ensure that appropriate measures are taken to mitigate any negative impact on the environment. Debt implications. Another concern raised by critics of the project is the potential debt implications for the Jamaican government. The project is being funded through a loan from the Export-Import Bank of China, and some have raised concerns over the high interest rates and the potential for debt distress in the future. Critics have also accused the Jamaican government of being too heavily reliant on Chinese investment and of putting the country's financial future at risk by taking on large amounts of debt. However, the Jamaican government has defended the project as a necessary investment in the country's infrastructure and economy. They have stated that the project will create jobs, stimulate economic growth, and enhance transportation and trade in the region. They have also stressed that the terms of the loan are favorable and that the interest rates are much lower than those offered by other lenders. It remains to be seen how the North-South Highway project will ultimately affect Jamaica's environment, economy, and financial future. However, one thing is clear: China's investments in infrastructure around the world continue to grow and will likely have a significant impact on the global economic and political landscape for years to come. In addition to the environmental concerns and debt implications of the North-South Highway project in Jamaica, there are also geopolitical implications to consider. The project is part of China's broader Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, which is a massive global infrastructure development plan that aims to connect China with countries and markets around the world. Some critics have raised concerns that China's investment in Jamaica and other countries through the BRI is part of a larger strategic effort to expand its political and economic influence around the world. They argue that the BRI could be used to create economic dependencies on China and to promote its political and social values in other countries. However, supporters of the BRI argue that it is a mutually beneficial initiative that will create jobs, promote economic development, and enhance connectivity between countries. They also argue that the BRI is not an attempt to impose China's values or influence on other countries, but rather a means of promoting economic cooperation and regional stability. It is also worth noting that China is not the only country investing in infrastructure development in Jamaica and other countries in the region. The United States, for example, has also invested in infrastructure projects in Jamaica, including a new port facility in Kingston that was opened in 2020. In any case, the North-South Highway project in Jamaica highlights the increasing role that China is playing in global infrastructure development and the potential benefits and challenges that come with such investments. As the world continues to grapple with issues such as climate change, economic inequality, and geopolitical tensions, it will be important for all stakeholders to work together to ensure that infrastructure development is carried out in a sustainable and transparent manner that benefits all parties involved. China's investment in infrastructure development in Jamaica and other countries around the world through the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is part of a broader trend of global infrastructure development. In recent years, there has been growing recognition of the need for infrastructure investment to support economic growth, reduce poverty, and promote sustainable development. Infrastructure investment can take many forms, including roads, railways, ports, airports, and energy facilities. These projects can have a significant impact on economic growth, employment, and social development, as well as on environmental and public health. While infrastructure investment is often seen as a positive force for economic and social development, it can also have negative impacts, particularly on the environment. Infrastructure projects can lead to deforestation, habitat destruction, and other environmental damage, as well as contributing to climate change through increased greenhouse gas emissions. As a result, there is growing recognition of the need for infrastructure investment to be carried out in a sustainable and responsible manner. This includes conducting environmental impact assessments, ensuring stakeholder participation and consultation, and implementing measures to mitigate negative environmental impacts. China's investment in infrastructure through the BRI has been met with both enthusiasm and concern. Supporters argue that the BRI has the potential to address infrastructure gaps in developing countries, promote economic growth and poverty reduction, and enhance connectivity and trade between countries. Critics, however, have raised concerns about the potential environmental and social impacts of BRI projects, as well as the debt implications for recipient countries. They have also raised concerns about the lack of transparency and accountability in some BRI projects, and the potential for these projects to reinforce existing power imbalances. As China continues to invest in infrastructure around the world, it will be important for all stakeholders to work together to ensure that these investments are carried out in a transparent, sustainable, and responsible manner that benefits both the recipient countries and the global community. This will require close collaboration between governments, civil society organizations, and the private sector, as well as ongoing dialogue and engagement with local communities and affected stakeholders. In conclusion, the North-South Highway project in Jamaica is just one example of China's growing investment in infrastructure around the world. While there are concerns about the potential environmental and debt implications of such projects, there is also recognition of the potential benefits they can bring to recipient countries. As the world continues to grapple with issues such as climate change, economic inequality, and geopolitical tensions, it will be important for all stakeholders to work together to ensure that infrastructure development is carried out in a sustainable and transparent manner that benefits all parties involved. That's all. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon to get more videos.